The local system should be connected to the internet. So what is the example we have? That is Hot Java along with that Internet Explorer, Mozilla. These are the examples for web browser. So here package includes number of classes and methods. Hello, hi, namaste. A warm welcome to my new session on object-oriented programming using Java. I'm Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what I had discussed in my previous session. In my previous session, we learned what is Java and how the Java and internet are interlinked each other. So here the first web browser, that is Hot Java, was designed by using Java programming language, and we also use internet to run applet programs. This is the way the Java and internet are interlinked each other. Then we had discussion regarding Java and World Wide Web. So what is World Wide Web? Here World Wide Web is nothing but the repository. So this repository includes huge number of web pages. Once again, the web page includes applets. That means in order to provide dynamic working environment, here we are going to use applets in the web page. So this is the way the Java and World Wide Web both are interlinked each other. Then we had discussion regarding what is web browser. So here the web browser is the way used by the user to place the request, and at the same time the user can able to receive the response through the web browser. At the same time, we had discussed some of the examples for web server, that is nothing but the Hot Java, Internet Explorer, Mozilla, etc. Then we learnt Java environment. So here Java environment includes development kit, that is nothing but the development tool, along with that classes and methods. So here the development tool is once again called Java Development Kit, and whereas classes and methods are called standard library, that is SL. So this standard library is also called application program interface or application programming interface. So here the Java environment is nothing but the Java development kit plus application program interface. That means the application program interface and Java development kit together called Java environment. Moving further in today's session, I'm going to deal with Java support system. Along with that, I'm going to deal with Java development kit, that is nothing but the JDK. Along with that, we are going to discuss application programming interface. Along with that, we are going to study Java runtime environment. Along with that, we are going to study some of the simple Java programs and structure of Java programs. That means how to write the Java program and what are the structure of the Java programming language. Moving on to the Java support system. That means to run your Java programs successfully, what are the things I required here? In that first one, I want internet connection. That means, suppose if I'm going to use the local system should be connected to the internet. So what is the first requirement I want here? That is nothing but the internet connection. Then what is web server? Before that, tell me what is client server architecture. In the client server architecture, we are going to have the client. So clients are nothing but the user and servers are the system where all the data are deployed in the server system. And here the client is going to send the request to the server. What's the job of the server? The server is going to process all the requests which is came from the client and it is going to send the response back to the client. So this is the way the client and server architecture is going to work. Similarly, here we are going to have web server. So what is web server? That is, it is a program that provides request for information and sends the required documents. So here the web servers are the program and it is going to provide request for the information and sends the required document to the client. And what is web browser? So here once again we are going to came across web browser. So what is the example we have? That is Hot Java along with that Internet Explorer, Mozilla. These are the examples for web browser. So here a program that provides access to the www. So what is www? That is nothing but the World Wide Web. So what is that? It is a repository that includes a large number of web pages. So it is a program that is mainly used to provide access to www and runs Java applets. So what is applet? Here applets are the small program and which is written inside your web page to provide the dynamic working environment. So here the web browsers are the programs that is mainly used to provide access to World Wide Web and it's also used to run Java applets. Then what is the another support system we are going to have? That is HTML. So what is HTML? That is nothing but the hypertext markup language and it is mainly used to create web pages. Dear student, just remember that whenever you want to create any kind of web page, the very simple tool or programming language we are going to have, that is HTML. That is nothing but the hypertext markup language and a language for creating hypertext for the web. And at the same time, we are going to have applet tag. That means to create website or web page, we are going to have HTML. Now, how I can able to write HTML tag? That is, at the beginning, I'm going to have HTML and at the end, I'm going to have closing HTML tag and I'm going to have applet tags. That means I can able to create my own applet code inside the HTML by using applet tag. So here I'm going to have applet. So this is my starting applet and here I'm going to end my ending applet. So here I can able to write the code. So here I'm going to have applet tag and for placing Java applet in HTML code. Suppose if I want to place my Java applet inside the web page, what I will do? I'm going to make use of applet tag. So think that this is my HTML code. Now I want to place my Java applet. For that reason, I'm going to use applet tag. Then I'm going to have Java code. So what is Java code? Here Java code is used for defining Java applet. Whenever I want to define any Java applet, then what I will do? I'm going to write the Java code. Then at the end, I'm going to have bytecode. So what is bytecode? So here the Java is unique because of the bytecode. Because of this bytecode, the Java is called platform independent programming language. That means after the compilation of Java program, whatever the executable file I'm going to have, that is called bytecode. So compiled Java code that is referred to the applet tag and transferred to the user computer. That means whatever the compiled Java code I'm going to have, that is called bytecode. Moving further, I'm going to have Java development kit. So it is nothing but the JDK. Dear student, just remember that all the Java environment, that is JE, includes JDK plus application programming interface. So what is JDK? Here JDK is nothing but development tool, whereas API is nothing but classes and methods. This together forms Java environment. And what are the different tools I'm going to have under JDK? So here JDK is nothing but the one container, or you can consider you're going to have one suitcase. Under your suitcase, you're going to place all these tools, and whenever I required, I'm going to take these tools. So at the beginning, I'm going to have applet viewer. Dear student, just remember that to run your Java applet, you require applet viewer. So I have Java applet code, and now I want to run and I want to see the output. To see the output, I require applet viewer. So enable us to run Java applets. That means if I want to run my Java applet in my system, I require applet viewer. Then what is the another tool I'm going to have? That is Java. So what is Java here? Here Java is nothing but the interpreter. So what is interpreter? Line by line execution. So here Java interpreter which runs applets and applications by reading and interpreting bytecode file. So here the Java interpreters are mainly used to run applets and applications by reading and interpreting bytecode. Now where I will get this bytecode? After compiling Java program, I'm going to get the bytecode. Now I am going to have Java C. So what is C? So here C stands for compiler. The Java compiler which translates Java source code to bytecode. So what is the job of the compiler here? It is going to translate one programming language into another programming language. So what is the programming language I'm going to have here? That is Java. And after compiling, that means after translating, what I'm going to have? I'm going to have the bytecode. Then what is Java doc? That is nothing but it is a Java document. That means it creates HTML format documentation from Java source code file. That means after compiling whatever the file I'm going to have, after that I'm going to get the Java doc. That is nothing but the HTML document. Then I'm going to have Java H. So what is H here? Here H stands for header file. So here produces header file for us with native method. That means here the Java H is mainly used to produce header file. And what is Java P? So here Java P is nothing but the Java disassembler. Then what is the job of Java disassembler here? It enables us to convert bytecode file into a program description. That means think that you have bytecode, and if you want to convert your bytecode into program description, that time I require Java disassembler. Then at the end, I'm going to have Java debugger. That is nothing but JDB. So here the Java debugger, which helps us to find the errors in our program. That means whenever to find the error or to run my program, I require Java debugger. These are the some of the very important Java development tool kit. To check the errors and to run my program, I require JDB. So what is JDB? Here JDB is nothing but Java debugger. These are the some of the tools comes under Java development kit. Moving further, I'm going to have application programming interface. So what is API? It is nothing but the standard library. So what this library includes? Here library includes classes as well as methods. So these classes and methods together called application program interface. So here the Java class library includes hundreds of classes and methods grouped into functional package. So here package includes number of classes and methods. So these are the predefined package we are going to have, and whenever we require certain classes and objects, in that time what we are going to do, we are going to include those packages in our program, and we can able to access the classes and methods which are comes under the package. So what are the different kinds of packages I'm going to have here is nothing but language support package. That means to support different kinds of language, we require language support package, and it is a collection of classes and methods required to implement the basic features of Java. That means whenever I want to implement the basic features of Java, what I want to include? I want to include language support package. Then I'm going to have utility package. Consider the example that you want to use date and time function or month. You want to display that time, I require the utility package. So here the utility packages are the collection of classes to provide utility functions such as date and time function. And what is the another type of package I'm going to have here? That is nothing but the Java input and Java output package. So once again, it is nothing but a collection of classes and methods which is required to perform input and output operations or manipulation. Moving further, I'm going to have network package. So it is once again a collection of classes for communicating each other. That means suppose two systems want to communicate each other, that time I required network. That means I want to establish the connection between two systems through the internet, and that can be achieved with the help of networking package. That is nothing but it includes collection of classes and methods. And I'm going to have AWT. So what is AWT? That is nothing but the abstract window toolkit package which contains classes as well as methods that is used to implement platform independent graphical user interface. So what is graphical user interface? That is nothing but with the help of GUI, we can able to provide the very attractive working environment for the user. For example, consider that you want to create one application form. So what I will do to enter my name, what I will do, I'm going to provide the text box. To enter my address, once again, I'm going to provide the text box. To enter my age, what I will do, I'm going to provide the checkbox, or I'm going to provide the radio button. So these are the way we can able to design our form. So to design this kind of form, what we required, once again, we required graphical user interface, and that can be achieved with the help of abstract windows tool kit. And at the end, I'm going to have applet packages. So what is applet package? It includes classes and methods to run applets. That means it includes a set of classes that allows us to create Java applet. That means whenever I want to create any kind of Java applet, in that time I required applet package. So these are the certain packages comes under application programming interface. At the beginning, that is language support package, utility package, input and output package. Then we are going to have network package. Then we are going to have abstract windows toolkit package, and at the end we are going to have applet package. Totally we are going to have 6 different packages under API. That is nothing but application programming interface. Moving further, I'm going to have Java runtime environment. That is nothing but the JRE. So here Java runtime environment facilitates the execution of program developed in Java. That means whatever the program you have written in Java, and to run that program you required JRE. So what is JRE? That is nothing but the Java runtime environment. And what are the environment you required? That is nothing but the Java virtual machine, that is JVM. So what is JVM? It is a simulation. That means the JVM are not physically present. Okay, that means whatever the program that interprets the intermediate Java bytecode and generates the desired output. That means to generate intermediate bytecode and to generate desired output, we required Java virtual machine, and it is not present physically. It's a simulation of the execution of the program. So it is a program. That means it is a simulator. I can consider it as a simulator that's mainly used to interpret the intermediate byte code and generates the desired output. It is because of bytecode and JVM concept that programs written in Java are highly portable. That means after compiling Java program, we are going to get the bytecode, and to run bytecode we have Java virtual machine, that is nothing but the JVM. Because of bytecode and JVM, the Java programs are treated as portable programming language. And we are going to have runtime class libraries. That means these are a set of core classes libraries that are required for the execution of Java program. That means whenever you want to execute any program which is written in Java, you require runtime class library. With the help of runtime class library, you can able to execute your Java program. Moving further, I'm going to have user interface toolkit. In that, I'm going to have AWT. What is AWT? That is nothing but abstract Windows tool for creating user interface, and I'm going to have swings. These are the examples of toolkits and that supports various input methods for user to interact with the application program. That means here we are going to have user interface, that is nothing but the AWT, and we are going to have swings to create an interaction between the program, that is nothing but the application program. Then we are going to have deployment technology. So what are the different kinds of deployment technology? I'm going to have that is here JRE comprises the following deployment technology. That means we can able to deploy our Java programs in two ways, that is by using Java plugin. So here Java plugin is nothing but your desktop systems or laptop systems, and I can able to deploy Java program. I can able to use Java Web Start. By using these two deployment technology, I can able to deploy my Java program. So these are the certain topics comes under Java environment. So what are the topic we have? We are going to have Java virtual machine, then we are going to have runtime class library, then we are going to have AWT, that is nothing but user interface toolkit. What are the different user interface toolkit I have? That is swings, and I'm going to have AWT. Then moving on to the deployment technology. What are the two type of deployment technology I'm going to have? That is desktop system, that is nothing but the Java plugins, and I'm going to have Java Web Start. Moving further, I'm going to have a simple Java program. That means how can I write my first Java program? So dear student, just remember that in the Java programming language, everything are treated as classes as well as object. So at the beginning, what I want to do, I want to use the keyword class. So this is the keyword I'm going to have, and this is the user defined class name. So what is my class name? That is sample1, and I'm going to have the opening curly brace, and inside that I'm going to create my main program. So dear student, just remember that all the execution of any programming language which starts from the main program. So if I consider any programming language, I'm going to have only one main program and all the execution starts from main program. So here I'm going to have main. So how I'm going to write? That is main, open and closing parenthesis. Then what is void? So here void is used to indicate that the main function does not return any value, and that is indicated by the keyword void. Then what is static? Here static is nothing but the constant. So here static is used to indicate that there is only one main program for the entire class or for the entire program. So here the static keyword is used to indicate that there is only one main program for this entire class. So what is the entire class name? That is sample1. And what is public? That means it is accessible throughout the class. That means it is indicated by public. So what is public? That is global. That means it is accessed throughout the class. It is indicated by the keyword public. So dear student, just remember that in the Java program, instead of writing main, what I want to do? Here I want to specify the return type. What is the return type? That is void. And I'm going to have only one main function that is indicated by the keyword static. And this main function is globally accessed by the program, or it is throughout the program, that is indicated by the keyword public. And this should be written inside the class. So I'm going to have the class keyword, then I'm going to write the class name. Think that this is my first Java program. I'll write first PRG. And I'm going to have the opening brace. And what is this string ARGS? That is used to indicate that these are the command line arguments. And what kind of argument? It is of type string, and it is a collection of arguments, that is nothing but the array of arguments. For that reason, it is array of string. So here I'm going to have string and I'm going to give the name. So ARGS. Then I'm going to have my main program structure. Inside that I will write my code. So this is the way anyone can able to write their Java code. Now tell me, how can I store my Java program? So what I want to follow here, whatever the class name I have, that is my program name. So dear student, just remember that while saving your program, what you want to do? You want to specify your class name as your program name. So what is my class name here? That is sample1. So what is my program name? That is sample1.java. Anyway, in my next upcoming class, I'll be discussing how to write the Java program, how to save the Java program, and how to compile the Java program. Moving further, I'm going to have Java programming structure. That means if I consider any programming language, to write the programming language, I want to follow the structure of that programming language. Suppose if I consider C program, to write C program, I have C programming structure. Similarly, to write Java program, I have Java programming structure. So, Java may contain many classes. That means Java may contain n number of classes, but only one class defines the main method. That means while writing your Java program, you can have n number of classes, but your program must have only one main class, that is nothing but the main method. And classes obtain data members and methods that operate on the data members of the class. That means classes can have data members and methods, and they can capable to operate on the data member of the class. That means if you have defined some data members in your class, then that data members are capable to operate on that class. So the methods may contain data type declaration and executable statement. That means whatever the methods. So here methods are nothing but the functions in C that may include data type declaration as well as executable statement. And the Java program may contain one or more sections. So what are the sections I'm going to have here? That is package statement. So what is package statement? That means we learnt in today's session is that we are going to have API. What are the different kinds of API we had? That is input and output manipulation function, utility, packages. Then what are the different kinds of package statement we are going to have? That is network package, utility package, input output package. So these are the certain package statement we can able to include in our package statement. Then what is documentation section? In the documentation section we can able to write the comments. Then what is import statement? Whatever the file or whatever the class or whatever the methods I want to import, that should be written inside the import statement. Then what is class definition? In the class definition, we are going to write the class. That means we are going to write the complete class in the class definition. So what is class definition? That is nothing but I'm going to write the keyword class and I'm going to define my class name. Inside that I'm going to write the class definition. Then I'm going to have main method class. That means throughout the program, I can able to have only one main function and that is written in the main method class. Then what is main method class? Here main method class is nothing but public static void main, and it receives command line arguments. So in all the Java program may or may not include package statement, documentation section, import statement, but it must include class definition and main method class. So what is the Java program structure? That is here Java program may include one or more classes, but it must include only one main program, and the execution of all the programs starts from the main class. So dear student, in my today's session, we learned what is JDK. Then we learned some of the supporting system for Java. Then we learned API. Then we learned what is Java runtime environment. Along with that, we learned how we can able to write the Java program. Then we learned what are the different Java program structure we can have in our Java program. Dear student, in my today's session, we learned more information about Java programming. In my next session, I'm going to deal with what is Java tokens and how we can able to write Java tokens and what is Java statements and how to create the programs. So dear student, in my today's session, we learned more information about Java programming. Thank you for watching my session. Let's meet in the next session. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.